What actions are you taking in your life to be healthy? Perseverance. Learning to persevere and work hard for my goals is something that I learned from a very young age. I grew up in a military family, and then my dad became a high school football coach, so we moved around a lot. The things that were always constant for me were my family and sports. My parents instilled in my brother and me that we had to work hard for everything, to always be the first one to get to practice or work, and the last one to leave. And even though I was always considered too small, my first love was football. Eventually, I worked hard enough to become an all-state football player, and also a state champion pole vaulter in high school. And then, following my childhood dream, I decided to walk on at LSU and play football. And after suffering through the grunt work of being an undersized walk-on in the SEC, I made the travel squad in my third year and got a little more playing time as a sophomore and junior. My senior year, I worked my way up to the number 3 receiver and was finally going to be able to get my chance to truly contribute on Saturdays. The week before our opener at Texas A&M my senior year, during a practice drill, I was rolled up by one of my teammates and sustained a serious knee injury and had surgery 2 days later. I was determined to get back on the field and finish my senior season. And it was during this time, through my surgery and rehabilitation for my knee, that I saw firsthand the enormous impact that my team of medical doctors, nurses, therapists, and trainers had on my recovery. I returned to the field in just 3 weeks and completed my season with a trip to the Independence Bowl that year, and I graduated from LSU with a degree in kinesiology. It was while I was at LSU that I met my wife, Roxanne. She was a gymnast there and definitely a better athlete than me. We were married the week after I graduated. We moved to Lafayette and began our life here. She had a great job as an occupational therapist, and I was working as a landman. And while I enjoyed my job and the people I worked with, it was not my passion. And while I considered going back to school, I was not quite ready to leave the safety net of our fun, carefree, and established life. And just when we were getting comfortable in our young married life, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease and had major emergency surgery. Again, during this time, I was so impressed by the multidisciplinary team of doctors and nurses who assisted me in the hospital and on my road to recovery. Sometimes what we think are tragedies in our lives turn out to be just the beginning of a greater story. This proved to be a real wake-up call for me. And after a lot of prayer and with the support of Roxanne, we decided to move to Dallas so that I could attend chiropractic school, something that I had thought of off and on for the previous several years. I was motivated to take a risk in order to fulfill my passion of helping to care for others and bring them healing. The risk proved to be worth it. I enjoyed being in school and was fascinated by learning about the way the human body was created to be active, healthy, and self-healing. After graduation, we decided to move back to Lafayette with our newborn son to begin my career. I joined a group practice and learned so much in my first few years. I enjoyed being able to help so many people feel better and become healthier. 2 years into practice, we again took another leap of faith and I opened my first private practice. Shortly after we had welcomed the birth of our second child, our daughter. Our business grew quickly, and I loved being able to help so many people while enjoying the benefits of supporting my growing family. Noticing a need in New Iberia, we opened our second office there a few years later, and we also welcomed our third child, another daughter. Both our business and our family were growing and prospering, and it was at that time that I had a new awakening. I noticed that some of our patients were having to go elsewhere to have medical doctors treat them, in addition to the treatment that they were getting in our office. I've always believed that the best approach to healthcare is when various disciplines work together in the best interest of the patient. My own experiences with my knee injury and Crohn's disease had taught me that firsthand. With this in mind, and after much research, we decided to transform our clinics into an integrated model in 2018. Meaning that since hiring a medical doctor, physician assistant, nurse, and other providers, we are now able to provide many more services for our patients, all under one roof. I know that for most people, as it is for me, family is everything. Our goal is to help people to realize that we only get one body, and it's up to us to help them on their road to health and wellness so that they can enjoy doing the things they love to do with their family and friends. Today, we look back with gratitude for all of the patients who have trusted us with their health care. Realizing that a chain is only as strong as its weakest link, I have always been committed to training my staff and empowering them to be the best versions of themselves so that we can, in turn, help them on their journey.
If you set the bar high and you don't quite get there, you're still better off than setting the bar low.
And that's what I want to do with my patients as well. turn their weaknesses into strengths. The only way to do that is to take action. I'm going to continue to offer excellence in healthcare, always living with an abundance mindset and passing that on to all of the patients that we are privileged to serve.